Thank you for joining us. My name is Dr. Melanie Borsnell. I'm the Executive Director for Leadership and Learning from the HardyGroup. I'm joined today by Stephen Hunter, who is one of our excellent facilitators for our cross-sector learning sets. Stephen's a former senior public servant with the Australian government. Thank you for joining me today, Stephen.
That's good to be here, Marnie.
We know from research that's arising at the moment is in 2040 the workforce skills are really around that person to person. Yeah. They're the things that we can't buy through digital technology and artificial intelligence. So what would your advice be for people to really think about their own leadership style and brand? How did they develop that?
Well, one way in particular is to put themselves in situations in which they are asked to think deeply about the particular challenges that they face and how they might address those. And there's different ways of doing that. Some of it might be through formal learning, some of it might be through getting experience in different settings, and others might be taking a deliberate step to, for example, participate in a learning set where they can work with others who work in analogous fields, different fields, but where their experiences are analogous, and they can share experiences, learn from other people's experiences, and problem solve collectively in a really safe environment, and therefore develop their skills through that.
Thank you. So the cross-sector learning set sounds a really interesting experience, Stephen. How would you describe that to people that might be thinking about, is it a right environment for me to grow and learn in?
Well, certainly my experience, both as a senior official and then as a facilitator, is that it is a terrific environment in which to learn. How would I describe it? Well, perhaps first thing is that it's a very safe environment. It's one where you can share experiences and problems with others who have similar kinds of issues to deal with, and you can bounce ideas off them, problem solve with them. So that's one side of it. Second side is to participate in the group effectively, you really need to identify what are the key issues that you're trying to resolve. And then you need to be able to describe those issues in a careful and methodical way. And just the very act of doing that helps you start to gather your thoughts around how you might address an issue. And then armed with the results of the discussion that you might have in the learning set, find you're much better equipped. Also creates a set of responsibilities on you. Next time you come back to a learning set meeting, people are going to ask, well, how did it go? And so having worked through an issue, developed a plan, sought to implement it, and come back to your colleagues and talk about it, there's a discipline in that.
That sounds really interesting, thank you. So what would be your advice for somebody, say, that's always had a career in one government sector, Stephen? How would they best outline their capabilities as relevant to a different government sector and transfer?
Well, they need to think about what is the skill set that they're actually exercising in their job, and try and separate that skill set and the description of it from the actual mechanics of the job. You know, are you actually leading people? Doesn't matter whether you're leading them in a environment organisation or a human services organisation. Are you exercising leadership skills? Are you exercising other skills in complex areas like resource management, and in communication, and in advising ministers, and in strategizing? They're all general skills which you can apply in lots of different public sector or private sector settings. So the important thing is understanding the skill set that you have and being able to communicate that you have those skills and how you would apply them in a new setting.
That's great. Very wise advice there. Thank you, Stephen.
Okay, my pleasure.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you.